this is a term which has a very significant meaning, and also which explains the sublime life, the elevated life, the noble life. If somebody is said to be a noble person, that person's nobility is not because of his materials, wealthiness, because of the money he has in the bank, because of the political power or any other strength he has, but because of the cultivation he has within himself. And that cultivation within himself is visible to the outside world through his actions and through his words. When you see that he is behaving in such a manner, he is different to me and he is higher than me. When I am getting angry for a simple thing or a slight mistakes of others, he is maintaining calm, peaceful. He is not getting angry when I am getting angry. When something happens, when I cry, weep, shed tears, cry my heart out, he is maintaining calm. Then this person is different to me in the sense of a noble sense, in the higher sense, not in the lower sense. So his cultivation within him, his virtues, his qualities are visible from his actions and his words. So that is how in Buddhism nobility is measured, how you behave. It should not be limited only to the words. Words anybody can say. Anybody who has oratory skills, who can talk big. But when the actions come, when the reality happens, he is behaving just like us. Then where is the difference? Where is this higher qualities he talks about? What happens to his noble self within himself? They are just words. That is why Buddha says very clearly that he is yatha avadi tata kari. As he talks, he does. As he utters, he behaves. His words and his behavior are not two different things. They are singular. That's why we accepted his words as ultimate truth. If he talks one way and if he behaved another way, he is just a hypocrite, right? He is not worthy of following behind. He is not worthy of venerating, respecting. But the Lord Buddha, the Bhagavan, the Dhamma he talks and the way he lives is just the same. So if you happen to read his life story, the way he lived, the way he behaved is just the same, the Dhamma he talked. Yatha avadi tata kari. As he talks, he did. As he did, he talked. Tata kari yatha avadi. in the same manner. Yathakari tathavadi, yathavadi tathakari. This is the lifestyle of the Buddha. For 45 years, after the Bodhisattva's enlightenment, what he understood, what he realized, he tried to put into words. It is so hard how to explain something beyond this three dimension, because all the words are limited for these three dimensions. What is beyond this three dimension is something that you cannot put into words. Your words are not rich enough to explain that which is beyond. So the Buddha, the enlightened master, found it is so hard to teach this world about what he found. Then he had to work hard. He had to put his best effort to explain to the world the path to Nibbana. It is the finger pointing the moon. Only thing we have to do is look at the moon. Don't hang on to the finger. Finger is just pointing the moon. Are you looking at the finger or are you looking at the moon is up to you. He cannot explain what Nibbana is. What his enlightenment is something beyond explanation. He cannot explain. How to explain? But he tried his best to explain the path towards this enlightenment. Nibbana. What is happening deep within us, whatever experience that we are experiencing within ourselves, is something that is beyond explanations. For example, can you explain what is health? You may say, when you are not sick or without sicknesses is health. But are you explaining health? You cannot explain the health itself. Can you explain anger? Anger is when you are angry. You don't know how to explain it. But you know that when you are angry, that anger is there. In the same manner, you cannot explain what love is, what Mettā is. Mettā is love. But you cannot explain. And today, let's try to understand this phenomenon, Mettā, love, according to the way the Buddha understood. Now, in Pali, the anger is called dosa. Dosa is anger. I think you may have heard lobha, dosa, moha. Dosa is anger, enmity, hatred. Now, what is the opposite of dosa? If the anger is the negative side, the positive side must be love. But Buddha doesn't give a word for this non-anger or love. He doesn't give a different word. He says what? Adosa. When there is no anger, that is love. That is how in Abhidhamma, in the deeper teaching of the Buddha, Mettā is not explained separately. They say Mettā is when there is no anger. Now, How do you feel when you are angry? How do you experience this anger within you? Are you happy when you are angry? Anger is the punishment you give to yourself for others' faults. When others make mistakes, you punish yourself. What is that punishment?
Anger.
Anger. Punishment. Your own punishment for others' mistake. Isn't it something silly, ignorant thing to punish yourself because others make mistakes? It's not right. But we are so ignorant that we do not see the reality and we punish ourselves for others' mistakes. So anger is the punishment you give to yourself when others make mistakes. How do you know that it is a punishment? How do you know? Because when you are angry, you know how you feel. You suffer within. You torture within. Your body is shaking. You are not breathing properly. You are very uncomfortable. When you are angry, I'm sure some of you may be keeping a mirror all the time with you, to check your face. When you are angry, just look at your face. How ugly your face has become. As if some demon living in you trying to come out. No matter how much makeups you have put in, all those makeups gone when you are angry. Anger makes you very ugly. If you happen to get angry all the time, remember you are bound to become sick all the time also. Has anybody taught you how to get angry? When to get angry? The art of getting angry? Has anybody taught you? No? But you get angry. Right? You get angry. How do you know when anger comes? You don't know. Because when anger comes, you are blind. Some philosopher has told us, getting angry is like closing your eyes and opening your mouth. You do not know what you are talking. That is why you regret later. You regret later. In anger, whatever you say, whatever you do, doesn't matter. You are bound to regret later. Why did I say that? Why did I do that? And when anger comes, it comes like tsunami. Yeah? You cannot control it. You cannot have any control in your anger. Yeah? When anger is gone, how do you feel? You feel tired. You feel tired when anger is gone. You are perspiring, you are sweating. You feel weak. It means certain energy in your body is gone. Certain power within you is gone. Anger weakens you. Fear also does the same thing. Fear weakens you. That means if a person who gets angry all the time, bound to become a very sick person, bound to have a very weak aura around him, immune system bound to become weak, his face will never become a pleasant one, a beautiful one? Yeah? Anger is like that. So anger, Buddha says, is the punishment you give to yourself because of others' mistakes. Do you get this? When others make mistakes, you punish yourself. That is the anger. So if you get angry, remember that you are getting angry because you are being non-aware. You are not mindful. You are not aware. Because of your lack of awareness, you get angry. And you punish yourself. But if you were aware of what is happening around you, you won't be angry. Yeah? But this talk is not based on that. Right? This talk is based on love. What is love? Is something. Can you explain what is love? People have misunderstood love for attachment. If love is attachment, love is suffering. Yeah? Because all the attachments ultimately drive us to be suffering. Why? We are being attached to the people who are going to be changing, who are changing all the time. If the parents are in so much of attachment with the children, those parents are bound to suffer. Because those children, though they came from you, though they are with you, they have separate lives. They have separate ideas, separate goals. And they are bound to go away from you when they find the partners. How does a mother feel when her child is moving away from her as the child is growing up? What kind of suffering she goes through? Is she suffering because of love or because of attachment? Because of the attachment. And that attachment is not the love that the Buddha talks about. If you really love, or if you have the Mettā in the Buddha's words, if you love a person, actually you give the freedom to that person. You give the freedom and you don't put conditions to that person. All our love for others is nothing but contracts. Am I correct? Contracts. Conditions given. You behave this way. You believe what I believe, so I will love you. You do as I wish for you to do, I will love you. You behave the way I like you to behave, I will love you. Are these contracts or not? Conditions given. Conditions given. If you do not live, behave, believe, do the stuff as I want you to do, my love is no more with you. That is not the love that the Buddha talks about. These are conditions. So Mettā is a love without condition. Without demands. Without asking anything back. Yeah. And today we demand others' love. I am your wife, so love me. I am your husband, so you have to love me. But all our attachments is based on what? Feelings. Buddha says in the dependent origination, in the future we will talk about this, but surface level, our attachments based on feelings Buddha says, Vedana Pachaya Tanha. Vedana, feelings, are the cause. Feelings are the causes for tanha, attachment. So we know what happens when the feeling changes. Attachment change. Tanha change. So can we ever believe a person's love to be never change? Because when the feeling changes, 24 hours, can you maintain the same feeling for a particular person? Impossible. How can you do that? So in 24 hours, you ask that person, do you love me? At every hour, 24 times you ask that person, do you love me? If that person doesn't want to make you angry or sad, he will say, yes, I do love you, but bound to be a lie. Because the feeling is never static. Feeling is always changing. Feeling is always something changing. So can the attachment be similar? Same all the time? Never. So attachments can never be forever in the similar level. Now, love and hate. What do you believe? What will you believe? Love or hate? If somebody says, I hate you, do you ask me from a certificate? Give me a certificate so that I can be sure that you will hate me forever? No, we don't ask certificate for a hate, right? But if somebody ask you, or somebody tell you, I love you, give me a certificate. I cannot trust your love. You have to give a certificate. You have to certify. You have to tell the world that your love is forever, never changing. Marriage, you have to certify it. But hate, you never ask for certification, right? We believe in hate more than we believe in love. If you believe in love, if you have this strong faith, this person will never change loving me, why you ask for a certificate? Very simple. We don't believe in love. Now, when Buddha talks about love, Buddha says, what you are talking about love is nothing but attachment. Attachment is changing. That is why you want to certify it. Because when the feeling changes, attachment changes. That is why you need a certificate. But Buddha talks about a love that will never change. Buddha says, be a person who is lovable. When you are a lovable person, it doesn't matter the other factor. Whether others behave in good way or bad way, doesn't matter. You are a lovable person. Attanam upamam kattva. He says, you like to be happy. So are the others. You love to be harmless. So does the others. They don't like to be harmed. They like their freedom. You love your freedom. You love your comforts, your luxury. So do they. So what you don't like to happen to you, don't do to the others. This is how Buddha says, Attanam upamam kattva. Putting yourself in comparison. Don't do what you don't like to happen to you, to the others. So be a lovable person. I love my peace and happiness within me. so do the others. They love their peace and happiness within them. With this comparison, you develop these thoughts. First for yourself, may I be well and happy. May I be peaceful. Yeah. May I be without harm, without worries, without anxieties. And then you enhance this love towards yourself, to your beloved ones. May my mother, may my father, may my family members be well, be happy. May they be without anxieties, without worries, without fear, without stress. Then go on developing your Mettā, developing your love towards anyone, anywhere around you. Just like a tree. The love of a tree is shared with the world in the form of flowers and fruits. When the tree shares flowers and fruits, it is just a sharing. So much of fragrance within the tree, energy within the tree. The tree cannot bear it anymore. The tree has to express this fragrance, this energy in the form of flowers and the fruits with the world. So the tree blooms, bear fruits. Anybody, whoever wants to experience this beauty of the tree is available. Anybody wants to taste the taste of the tree in the fruit, anybody is available. The tree is available for anybody. The tree becomes beautiful because of the flowers. We will plant that tree in our gardens. Mettā beautifies our lives, just like the tree. Just like the tree, Mettā attracts you to the others. You will be harmless, you will be protected, you will be respected in the world because of the Mettā. Before this talk finish, we will do a short few minutes of Mettā. But now, let's go to the topic, main topic. This is one of the suttas, one of the teachings of the Buddha we found in the Tipitaka. Tipitaka is the collection of the Buddha's teachings. So I extracted this sutta, right? It begins, there is this translation, you may read it later. Evaṃ me suttam, ekaṃ samayam bhagavā. Evaṃ me suttam, thus I have heard. Thus I have heard. These words are not from the Buddha. When the suttas were compiled, at that time, during the Buddha's time, there were no techniques or system of writing. No writing system were there. Everything, what they heard, they by-hearted. So there was this particular monk who was called Venerable Ananda, who had this fantastic memory. He could memorize all the Buddha's words, everything. Everything with the context he remembered. So in the first council, after the Buddha's passing away, he was questioned by the other Sangha members about the teachings of the Buddha. Then this monk remembered and he recited. He said, "Thus I have heard, evaṃ me suttam." Why does he say that, thus I have heard, without saying, this is what the Buddha said? He doesn't say that. This is what the Buddha said. He said, thus I have heard. The reason is, the meaning of the words of the Buddha is with the Buddha. Only the words came to me. Remember, even in our day-to-day conversations, how many times we misunderstand each other? Because the meaning remains with the person who talks. The listener gets only the words. Misunderstanding happen. How many times? So can you imagine the words coming from an enlightened master? The listener is not enlightened. So what the enlightened master meant is remaining with him. Only the words came to the listener. So this Ananda is so humble. Though he heard directly from the Buddha himself, he says what? Thus I heard. This is what I heard. You may understood in a different way. This is what I heard. He was so humble. So he began all the suttas, Evang me sutam, thus I heard. Ekam samayam bhagava, savatyam viharati jetavane anata pindikasarami. This is the location where the Buddha was living. Anata pindikasarami, in the monastery of Anata Pindika. Who built this monastery is the Anata Pindika. Tatra ko bhagava bhikkhu amantesi bhikkhavoti badante tite bhikkhu bhagavato pacchasosum bhagavaye tadavocha. Now the beginning of the Dhamma. Mettāya bhikkhave ceto vimuttya asevitaya bhavitaya bahulikataya. If you happen to have these thoughts of Mettā, may I be well and happy, may others be well and happy, with this wish for the well-being of yourself and for others. If you bhavitaya bahulikataya asevitaya, if you are constantly develop these thoughts, asevitaya, use these thoughts, bhavitaya, bahulikataya, all the time. If you develop these thoughts of love within you, parichitaya susamaradhaya, if you change your thinking pattern, change your mind itself to the love. If you are familiar with these thoughts of love all the time in you, Mettānisaṃsa patikanka, you can expect 11 types of benefit for you. The Buddha says, if you have a mind of love, if you have a consciousness of love in you, you can expect 11 types of benefits. Katame kadasa. What is this 11? First one, sukham supati. Now you can experience this before you go to sleep, until you fall asleep. If you have these thoughts, may all beings be well and happy. May all beings be well and happy. Nowadays there are many people in the world suffering. Yeah. Now you know in Australia what is going on, right? Because of that bushfire. How many beings, animals, birds, unimaginable. I saw some photos. You feel like crying when you see those animals, the way they are burnt, yeah, the way they are suffering. People suffering, they have lost their properties, houses. You can just think of them, right? We cannot do much about it. It is a natural disaster. What to do? But you can develop love towards them. Yeah? May you be well and happy. May the help come to you quickly. May this fire not destroy you. Such compassionate thoughts with love you can develop. Yeah? If it is difficult for you to develop like thoughts like, may all the beings be well and happy, you can direct your thoughts to some person, some particular person, maybe your parents, maybe somebody in the neighborhood, someone. Just get them into your minds and wish them the well-being, happiness. Yeah. This is you directing or emanating, distributing your thoughts of love towards others. And who gets the benefit? First, you get the benefit first. When you get angry, who gets the suffering first? You get the suffering first. Buddha gave the example, it is like throwing a burning charcoal to someone, throwing a piece of garbage to someone. Who gets burned first? Who gets soiled first? When you throw a piece of charcoal to someone, burning charcoal to someone, who gets burned? You get burned first. That means when you get angry, you suffer first. Yeah? It is very silly, right? When others make mistakes, you suffer. What a silliness. In the same manner, the opposite way, when you say, may all beings be well and happy, your heart is purified, your blood is purified. Yeah? You have energy within you. You have positive thoughts in you. These positive thoughts are cleaning you, cleansing you, and the positive energy is being attracted to you. So just before you sleep, you emanate these beautiful Mettā thoughts around you. What happened? You fall asleep. You will sleep like as if you got into a trance. You fall asleep quickly. You don't believe me? Huh? For sure it will happen. Yeah? You can test and you can check whether it is going to happen or not. What you have to do, when you go to sleep, lie down. Don't just look at the phone while you are falling asleep or doing anything else, but just close your eyes, take a long breath, and then start developing Mettā in you. Right? The benefit is immediate. You will fall asleep very fast, Sukham Supati, and you will sleep very peacefully. Sukham Patibhujjati. The second one is, you will wake up without much troubles, without being disheveled, as if a devil woke up, right? Without being tired, yawning and uncomfortable. How many hours sometimes we may have to wake up properly? Some says when they wake up, let me have a coffee please for me to wake up fully. Right? They need some injection of coffee for them to wake up fully. Yeah? Their waking up is not complete. It is not fully. Wake up. Buddha says, if you do Mettā before you go to sleep, you will wake up as if a flower opening. as if a flower opening. You wake up without any difficulties. Maybe 5 minutes of Mettā is giving you the results here and now. These two benefits: you go to sleep properly, and you wake up properly. The third one, napāpakam supinam passati. No sleepwalking, yeah, no bad dreams, no crying or weeping or shouting in your sleep, nothing, no bad dreams. You will not see any nightmares in your sleep. You will have this peaceful sleep. Yeah. Why we see all these bad or disturbing or fearful dreams when we sleep? Because our mind before the sleep was not calm. You know, throughout the night we dream. We dream throughout the night, but we don't remember all the dreams we saw. Only the dreams we saw when we were about to wake up, only that we can remember, not the rest of it. Now the scientists have found a certain watch. I have heard about it, but I didn't get this. In China they have done this. That they have created this watch to wear, and this watch can calculate how many hours that you had in your sleep, the proper deep sleep. The deep sleep without dreams that you get usually, according to their calculation, is just about 2 hours. Nothing more than that. The rest of the hours, if you sleep for 8 hours, you can see for 6 hours we must be dreaming. The deep sleep is limited just for 2 hours. They have found this. Yeah. So, dreams are nothing but your pictorial thoughts. Throughout the day, we think. Our mind is at work. When the mind is working, we call it what? Thinking. Thinking. While we are awake, whatever we think, they are verbal, wordy. Am I correct? When we are asleep, we are still thinking. What is that thinking? Pictorial thinking. Whatever we have deposited within us, maybe on the very day or before that, whatever we have deposited within us are coming onto the surface in the pattern of or in the form of pictures. Right? Now just think like this. If you go to sleep angry, how will you wake up tomorrow morning? Exactly. Angry. Has it happened to you? It has it has happened to everybody. Yeah? It has happened to anybody. It can happen to anybody. If you go to sleep angry, you will dream what kind of dreams? Angry dreams. Yeah? You will be fighting with people in your sleep. Sometimes you are hitting people in your sleep. And you wake up in the same way. Anger. Anger is the first one to happen when you wake up. If you go to sleep crying, weeping, sad, you wake up sad, weeping, crying. Right? Now what happened? If you go to sleep thinking, may all beings be well and happy. Wake up also happily. Now you don't have any kind of anger, animosity, hatred within you. only the happiness is there. Only the happiness is there. Right? That is why we can test this. We can check this whether the Buddha's teaching is correct or not. Yeah? So Buddha says, Sukham supati. If you go to sleep with Mettā, you will sleep properly. Sukham pati bujjati. You wake up properly. Na papakam supinam pasati. You will not see any bad dreams. Next one. Manusanam piyo hoti. You will be pleasant to the humans. Fourth one. Manusanam piyo hoti. You will be pleasant, lovable, friendly to the humans. Now, can you demand love from others? Impossible. You can demand, but they can be lying. They can be deceiving you. This is what happens when we demand love from others. But if you are lovable, you no need to demand. Others will be friendly. Others will be lovable to you. Yeah? Mettā, love, this unconditional love is compared to the water, cool water. This cool water can quench any fire around you. But that Mettā must be powerful. We have to understand anger is very natural. But when the anger is natural, we can understand Mettā is weak, love is weak. That's what I was talking about, right? Love is weak. So we have to make this love powerful. How to make this love powerful? Through practice. There are two methods. I'm not going to talk about it. Vipassana method and Samatha method. That is for deeper understanding. But through practicing, continuous practicing, continuously, repeatedly planting these seeds of Mettā within you, you can make the Mettā powerful. Yeah. When you are angry, you no need to tell anybody that I am angry. Yeah. Others feel it. Your expression is enough to see that you are angry. If somebody is angry here, that expression will pop out very quickly. That I can see that person is an angry person. I must be talking much. I must stop now. He's angry. I can understand very quickly. He didn't say any word. He didn't say anything, but I understood. That much of powerful aura coming from him when that person is angry. Yeah. But when you do Mettā, when you say, may you be well and happy, can others feel like that way? Can others feel immediately? No, they cannot feel it. They cannot feel it. They cannot even know that you are radiating Mettā. Why? They don't. Your Mettā is not that powerful, like anger. So you have to practice, continuously practice every day. If you can practice morning and evening, morning when you wake up, night when you go to sleep, continuously practice and become a habit pattern, habit, part of your life, then it will start becoming strong and strong. Then you will see the miracles. Even the people who are harassing you, they are losing power, losing energy to harass you. Your Mettā is becoming powerful. They cannot discourage you, they cannot harm you anymore. Your Mettā is becoming powerful. So, Manusanam piyo hoti. Buddha says, you will be pleasant to humans. Then the next one. Amanusanam hoti. He is dear to non-human. Who are these non-human? Visible, invisible. Visible animals, birds, fish, non-humans. Invisible, ghosts. Yeah. You will be not harmed from none of these animals. Now, this is a story. One day a man, he heard about this, that when you do metta, you are harmless from non-humans. Animals cannot harm you. Now there are stories in the Buddha's life that Buddha was harmless, or animals couldn't harm the Buddha. Buddha just tamed those animals with the radiate of the Mettā. With his radiating of the Mettā, he tamed animals. He tamed elephants. So this man has heard all these stories, and he was doing Mettā on and off. And one day he was walking through a jungle, and he suddenly saw a lion is coming towards him. Now lion is coming towards him. He had the time to run away, but still this man thought, I am a person of Mettā. I do Mettā. I can tame this lion. Buddha did that, so why can't I do that? Then he sat down. He started doing Mettā. May you be well and happy. Directing towards the lion. The lion gets closer to him slowly and slowly. And there is no sound. He just opened his eyes slightly and checked. The lion is sitting in front of him. The lion has put his paws together, closed eyes. Now this is too much. Yeah. How come this happened? This is a miracle. My Mettā must be very powerful. Then he couldn't keep quiet himself. He just asked the lion, what are you doing? The lion said, I am saying my grace. What are you doing? This is a Christian lion. Before the food, he must say grace. Thank you, God, for this good food. Yeah. This is a story, just a story. But it tells you, Mettā is not for miracles. Yeah. Just because you say, Amanusanam hoti, your Mettā must be powerful as the Buddha himself to do miracles. So don't try for anything else. Yeah, you shouldn't try for miracles because your Mettā is not that powerful. Yeah, but you will see that you are being pleasant. You are being pleasant because your aura is so pleasant. Now I have seen these types of photos. These cameras can capture the aura around the persons. I have seen the meditators who are deeply in their meditation. Their mind is fully focused and there is a white aura, very bright white aura is emanating from their bodies. And I have seen the photos of very sick people and also very angry people. The aura is dark blue. The aura coming out of their bodies. So we can see that what kind of effect the mind has on our body. When your mind is full of pleasant, beautiful thoughts, you are naturally radiating a certain kind of pleasant aura around you. So naturally, humans will be attracted to you. Non-humans can be attracted to you. Yeah? You are pleasant to humans as well as non-humans. Next one, Devata Rakhanti. You are protected by the deities. Now in Buddhism, Devas can be infinite in number. Devas or the divine beings are the beings who are living. There are 6 types of divine worlds, divine realms in Buddhism. 6 types. And the lower type of the realm called Bhumma Deva, the Devas who are living on the ground. They are living on trees, huge trees, and all sorts of like big mountains, those places. Those Devas are very close to the humans. Very close to the humans. And they kind of depend on the humans. Depend on in the sense they can share the merits of the humans. Now we Buddhists believe this, that we can dedicate merits to the Devas. Now what type of Devas who accept these merits? Those Devas who are living on trees and on mountains and on, close to us. Those Devas will be always connected with us. So this connection with the Devas is helpful not for the karma to change. Devas or divine beings cannot change our karma. Karma is something that you have to find the remedy. But they can guide us, they can help us in certain difficult situations. Yeah. So the protection of these Devas, these divine beings, happen to us, as the Buddha says, because of your Mettā. When you have such an aura around you, such a beautiful aura around you, this aura will attract those divine beings towards you. That is what the Buddha says, Devata Rakhanti. The protection from the Devas happen. Yeah? Then the 7th one, Nas Aggiva Visangva Sattangva Kamati. There are many stories during the Buddha's time. People who practiced Mettā, they have shown these miracles of being unharmed from fire, from poison, or from weapons. They have shown those miracles that they cannot be harmed from none of these things. Yeah? As I said, to have such a power around you, not to be harmed from fire, from weapons, or from poison. You have to have such a power of Mettā within you. Without that, impossible. Right? Then next one, Tuvatam Chittam Samadhyati. Mind can concentrate quickly. This is something many meditators have experienced. When you do Mettā, your mind is becoming calm and quiet and peaceful very quickly. Yeah? Very quickly your mind becomes focused. Your mind gets concentrated. So that is being advised by many meditation masters. Before the meditation, you do Mettā. Then you go to the practice of concentrating on breathing or concentrating on the physical being. You can concentrate anything else. Now for you, you can do this. Yeah? Before you study, before you read the book or before you do maths, sit on the chair. Yeah? Sit upright. Half close or close your eyes. Then you just have these thoughts. May all beings be well and happy. May all beings be well and happy. Not verbally, mentally. Do it for about 5 minutes. May all beings be well and happy. Well and happy. Yeah. You can find your mind is getting calm, getting quiet. Then you will be reading your book or doing some maths or any studies. You can find your mind is focusing and you can do better than the other times. Yeah? So metta can bring your mind to the one-pointedness very fast. Then the mukhavanno vippasidati. Facial expression is beautiful, clear and bright. When you do metta continuously, you will have a beautiful what? Beautiful face. Yeah, this is what the dreams of many people, right? To have a beautiful face. Yeah, beautiful in the sense we have to understand it is attractive. Yeah, not in the sense of today's use. Today the beautiful, they think makeup is the beautiful.
One thing it's pleasant, I think, no, not beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a pleasant face.
It's a pleasant face. Yeah.
Sorry.
Pleasantness is the beauty, right? Pleasantness. All what we are doing to beautify ourselves is nothing but to be trying to be pleasant to the others, right? We are trying to be pleasant to the others. That pleasantness can happen naturally. Because Abhidhamma says, where is your mind? For this question, Buddha has not given an answer. But in the Abhidhamma says, there is this much of blood at one moment in your heart. This much of blood. When you put the hand like this much of blood is there at one single moment in your heart. On the surface of this blood is your mind. Yeah? On the surface level, it is like a mirror, shining surface. On that surface level of that blood is your mind. So if you have to have ugly, disturbing, angry, irritating kind of thoughts in you, what happened? Naturally that blood is contaminated. Blood is dirty. And that blood is what is running around, circulating in your body. Now you are circulating what kind of blood? Dirty, contaminated blood. Naturally your expression is bound to become kind of unpleasant to others. Unpleasant to others. It is natural. But if you have very pleasant thoughts, happy thoughts, thoughts of metta in you, then what happens? Your blood which is circulating is naturally very kind of purified, bright type of blood. That blood brings a pleasant encounter, pleasant countenance to your body, to your face. That is why a person with metta is bound to be a very pleasant person. Yeah, very pleasant person. Exactly. Not just beautifying, it is a pleasant, pleasant type, pleasant kind of face. Mukhavanno vippasidati. 10th one, asamulho kalam karoti. Now this is very important. One day we are all going to die, right? Sooner or later. For people like us, sooner than later. Yeah, we are going to die. Death is, I'm not going to talk much about death. What is death? Death is the moment that we lose everything. If we have a fear in our lives, all the fear is based on what? Losing. losing. Fear of losing the exam, failing the exam, fear of losing a job, fear of losing a house, fear of losing. All the fear in the world is based on fear losing. So death is the moment that you lose everything. Once you lose this physical body, you lose everything. So it is the most fearful time. Naturally, people become unconscious when they die. People become kind of into a coma when they die. We may have died many a times in our cycle of birth and death in the samsaric journey. Millions of times we might have died, but we have never seen the death happening. Because when the death happens, we are unconscious. Yeah? Because of this unconsciousness, because of this coma, there is a gap between our past life and this life. This gap is the reason that we cannot go back to our past life and remember. Now, there are some people who die without knowing that they die in accidents. They die. They didn't have the idea of dying. They just died. Have you heard about? Heard about such things? Those people. Now, I have read hundreds of rebirth stories. The people who talk about their past lives, rebirth stories, we say. 99.9% or almost all of those stories have died without knowing that they died. So there is no fear, there is no idea that they are dying, so there is no gap, no unconsciousness, no coma between this life and the last life. So they can relate, they can go back to their past life. But they cannot remember until they get old. Until the age of 6 or 7, they can remember their past life. After that, no more. They can remember because there is no gap between this life and the last life. They died without knowing that they are dying. That is why they can remember. Yeah? Now, Buddha says, all die samulho. With this kind of mentally disturbed, mentally troubled people, when they are getting closer to the death, some people get really disturbed, really troubled. You feel like they are talking nonsense. There is no peacefulness in them. And Buddha says, if you cultivate Mettā, love, you will have peace. You will have peace when they are going to die. When you are going to die, there is peacefulness in you. When your death is coming closer to you. How nice. How nice to have a peacefulness within us. And how nice to have a stable mind, controlled mind, happy consciousness when we are about to say goodbye to this body and go to a new body. Now Buddha says this happens with the Mettā. If you have Mettā, your death will not be so troublesome. Yeah, you will have that peacefulness. Most probably, you will die consciously without being unconscious. That is why some meditators, the monks who passed away, they could relate the past lives, not because they died without knowing that they died, but because of their meditation. That meditation caused them to die peacefully without being so afraid of it, so disturbed by it. They could die peacefully. Being aware, they could die. Yeah? That is what Buddha says, asamulho kalam karoti. If you develop such a Mettā in you, that your life becomes a metta. Your life is for the happiness of others, for the well-being of others. You are just friendly to everybody. You are lovable to everybody. You are not a disaster to others. You are a happiness to others. Such a person, the ending, the culmination, the crescendo of his life will be end up in happiness. Asam mool ho, without being distracted, disturbed, he will die. Yeah. Then comes the last one. Uttaring appa vivijjanto brahmaloko upago hoti. Now in Buddhism, this is for the people who doesn't know about the Buddhist system of worlds. Yeah, Buddhism is very rich in the sense of world systems. Yeah, we have how many heavens? 6 heavens. We have how many Brahma realms? 16 Brahma realms. And we have how many hells? 168 hells. Yeah, so much to select if you want to go there. Now, if somebody does metta, that love, that development of love, direct him to go beyond the sensuality, beyond the levels of sensual desires, because you are not limited to the sensuality anymore, right? Such a person bound to be born in the Brahma realms, if his metta is not disturbed, not broken. If he has that energy of metta within him while he is dying, he is bound to be Brahma loku upago hoti, to be born in the Brahma realms. This is the last and the final benefit of metta that the Buddha declared. Yeah. Again Buddha says, to get these benefits, you have to become metta. You have to become love. You have to develop, cultivate this love within you, that you become the love. You and the love will not be two things. It will be one thing after that. If you develop such a love, you will have these benefits little by little. Without going that far, you can still have these benefits if you do metta even few minutes a day. Beginning of the day, ending of the day. How nice, how beautiful. If you can begin the day, on the bed itself, you wake up. Just have these thoughts. May all beings be well and happy. May all beings who are suffering be free from suffering, free from sorrow, free from worries. These beautiful thoughts to develop in the beginning of your day and to finish your day with the same thoughts, it is a blessing itself. Your mind becomes a blessing to you. Your mind can bless you, your life to become peaceful, happy. Happiness will be your benefit, but little by little, little by little. Yeah, all the good things, all the pleasant things will be attracted to you because your aura is so pleasant. Yeah, becoming a devil or demon, you go to a house of gods and you ask the help from the god. You are a demon yourself, you are a devil yourself, and you ask the god's help. The god cannot help you. Yeah. You have to become likable to the God. Not that the God become likable to you. You have to become likable to the God. How to become likable to the God? developing the qualities of the God within you. Now this is if you are talking about God. That is what Buddha says, Devata Rakhanti. The deities will protect you because you are so likable to them. Their protection is always with you. Right? So with this, we finish this talk, my part of the talk.